Chase, there's a few teams in both leagues, American League and National League, that are still fighting for that last third playoff spot in the wild card. Now, I think the National League is the most thought-provoking here because there's still teams with a chance. The Diamondbacks still have a chance. Even the Giants still have a chance. But there's only one team in the National League with a chance to get triple digits in victories this year, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers. But with that said, this Dodgers roster is still a complete all-star team, and he was able to have a really nice send-off the other night as well when him and his family went out there on the mound and dug up the pitching rubber. I thought it was a great touch for the Los Angeles Dodgers organization and a great send-off for one of the greatest of all time. Welcome into episode 6 of Plead Your Case. Today, Stone Mangus has something to say, as well as the Pick'em segment making a big return with Benicio DeFalco and Dean Shazer. And your number one play of September comes from freshman Marcus Crum Jr. On a 4-hour lightning delay, it couldn't wash out the Yellow Jackets. Hiram's quarterback looked for a game-tying touchdown on the near side with 8 seconds left, but Crum intercepts his second of the day to seal the game for Waynesburg. Final score was 35-27 in nearly a 7-hour game, including the delay. Waynesburg had 2 wins, 2 losses, and 3 ties. Let's head down to Franciscan, where the Yellow Jackets win a ball in the center of the field, take it in the offensive half with pace, and a nice pass here to Zach Johnson, who puts the Yellow Jackets ahead quickly with a nice finish, the first goal of 3 in the first half. Women's soccer stayed undefeated in conference play. Last Saturday, the Yellow Jackets traveled to Franciscan to preserve its first place position in the PAC. In the 47th minute, Waverly Lauren skies the ball upward, and it lands at the top of the box where Amanda Pepe splits a pair of Barons and nudges it past the goalkeeper. It was her 11th goal. From driving into the simulator to practicing their short game, Waynesburg University student athletes have a chance to practice every part of their game. A Waynesburg University employee says virtual reality is benefiting the entire athletic program, not just golf.
Students will come in, check out a headset for an hour or so from the office here, and then they'll get 100 swings in at lunchtime when they have time or between classes.
With 27 virtual reality headsets, Waynesburg is ahead of nearly every other school when it comes to virtual reality athletic training.
I think sometimes we sell short how much they really do want to train outside of practice time. So we're pretty excited about how we can partner with local school districts and look forward to what the future holds with this.
Here at Jalisco Grill, customers love their burritos. For me, I'm a simple guy. All I need is some tortilla chips and salsa. Believe it or not, Jalisco Grill isn't just known for their Mexican selections.
Yeah, they have an American menu, and it's also good. It's under the children's section, so people don't look, but it's one of the best burgers I've ever had came from there.
Of course, owner Alejandro Solis had to weigh in about his favorite food at Jalisco.
Oh man, that's hard. Maybe street tacos and chimiflautas.
After over a year in business, Jalisco Grill is still looking for ways to expand. One of their biggest ideas is bringing a food truck on the campus of Waynesburg University. For WCTV Channel 14, I'm Logan Arblaster. One of the biggest areas of concern is the third and longs, and that's something Mike didn't mention. They're giving up third and longs over 60% of the time right now, and they did so also last week against New England Patriots on 4th downs. It's been pretty much the same also. It's over 50% success rate against the Steelers defense, something they're really going to need to clean up. They've still been good on 1st and 2nd downs under Mike Tomlin's schemes, but this is something that's been going on forever. I will say opponents have a passer rating over 101 right now against the Steelers. If you're wondering, for a comparison, Josh Allen, who was the MVP last year, he had a 101 passer rating too. So the Steelers secondary that they added a lot of key additions to have not been good enough, and utilizing all 3 tight ends really well. I think one of their main issues is DK Metcalf isn't worth $150 million. Now, don't get me wrong, every single game matters. I'm not saying that here, and I do understand the trends in the past, but you look at the schedule, you know, why even play the rest of the season? Why did the Steelers go all in the offseason, getting Jalen Ramsey, picking up DK Metcalf for $150 million? What was the purpose of that if they're going to go to Ireland and lose to Carson Wentz? I just don't see it happening. I think Jake Browning's absolutely horrible. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings lost 48-3 to the Cincinnati Bengals last week. Even Jamar Chase had a fumble. They're in absolute shambles in Cincinnati. Yeah, you can say the Steelers on the road in a Thursday night matchup. It's a Mike Tomlin classic. And the hardest schedule that the NFL has ever seen since the 1970s merger after the 10-3 start, by the way. And they have a tough schedule at the end of this year. I understand that, but it's nowhere near, can't even hold a candle to what the schedule was like last year. So I really think if the Steelers continue to play well, they have Aaron Rodgers at the helm this year. It's not Russell Wilson. And to win in the AFC and really in the NFL, you have to be able to beat Patrick Mahomes. You have to be able to beat Jalen Hurts. And you have to be able to beat Josh Allen and quarterbacks of that stature. I think right now the quarterback play the Steelers are getting from Rodgers is good enough to compete with those guys. They just have to have a better offensive line and not have a left tackle that's like a turnstile right now. But like I said, it's only week 4.